So,
Right.
and I use the United States as an example. The country to move forward has to move forward by consensus. It can't move forward by domination of one side or the other, because
Absolutely.
each side in the extreme has views that are impractical and very biased. So that's why we need consensus. But what I'm getting to is my fifth book, which we may end up talking more about.
Uh-huh.
Comes out in September. It's called America's Counterfeit Democracy.
Huh.
Basically, the theme of the book is that wealthy families and large international corporations run our country, not the
Yeah.
people. And
Right.
so, I mean, that kind of gets into the globalism thing. You know, probably know what neoliberalism is. Basically, it's
Yeah.
the view that uh, capitalism is sacred and everything in human society should be driven toward the efficient capitalism. And if it leaves people out, so what? Because capitalism is king. And then globalism, of course, is an extension of that. Most of the large corporations in America are global and have manufacturing and sales across the globe. So they try to exert their influence across the globe. And you could say that there's my term is power elite. That's the
Right.
combination of the wealthy families and corporations. That term comes from a sociologist named C. Wright Mills, who wrote a book in 1956 called The Power Elite, where
Ah,
he first described it. And
I'll write down that title and we'll share that with our listeners. The Power Elite.
yeah,
And who's the author?
C. Wright Mills, C letter C period, Wright Wright Mills Mills.
Sounds like good reading.
Yep.
Yeah. Carry on.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You're
So, but the power elite has extended itself obviously beyond any particular nation state to globalist worldview. And I think my
Mhm.
sixth book is actually going to be about neoliberalism and globalism, because there are so many problems that presents, that I feel like I have to write about it. You
Yeah.
probably read, I mean, the sort of the authoritarian direction that Europe has taken, which I think is amazing. I mean, this whole thing about farmers have to get rid of one third of their land or one third of their animals if they raise animals because they're causing pollution. So it's
Right.
like this big brother population ideology that the danger to me is it subverts nation state and it subverts the
Oh,
individual. Um,
absolutely.
and
Yeah.
the issue with nation state is because the globalists are not accountable to anybody.
Right. Well,
Once you
it's
once you
the
extend
exactly.
laws, go beyond the laws of the nation, you have no laws, basically.
Yeah, and I start to sound like I'm against free market capitalism or capitalism in general when I start thinking or talking this direction that the corporations are unaccountable
Yeah,
because I mean that's the nature of a corporation, corp or body, right?
yeah,
That has all the rights and freedoms of an individual person without the accountability or liability. So they separate themselves from any liability, well, limited liability corporations, as an
right.
example,
Yeah,
which can protect the owners, from undue burden of excessive lawsuits. I get all that, but at this level, they end up uh, only beholden to shareholders and profits, and people or citizens' health or anything else be damned.